my mom had an awesome idea for an anime. And this is take 2 because she got camera shy. And she wanted to tell you guys, but it came out really wrong.
Yeah, because I get camera shy. So there's a delivery driver guy.
Can I just lead you in? Okay, so she was telling me that basically Truck Coon and his driver look like a regular truck and a regular old man.
Not like old man, but like middle-aged.
Old. In the regular world. But actually, it's a divine god and his divine dragon mount.
But they're in Japan. Like, specifically in Japan. Because that's where most of the isekais are from, Japan. So it has to be in Japan. It has to be, like, there.
Okay, that's weird. But anyway.
No, it's not weird. It's canon.
Oh, yeah, it's canon. Okay, so. Mom, you gotta explain how he has his can of coffee every day, and the gods yell at him.
Right? And he gets like his little clipboard, and he gets his list of jobs, the people he has to like send to other worlds, and he has to get them, but he doesn't always get them, and so sometimes he gets them, and he goes down his list, and he has to get them, and he only has like a certain amount of time to get that person, and if he doesn't get that person, sometimes he just kind of sends whoever he can hit with his car, because he is like a middle-aged man, so sometimes he's not really paying attention, and his truck is kind of like a dragon steed type thing, but looks like a truck, acts like a truck, but they talk, and nobody else can really hear the conversation between the talk. It just sounds like radio when the guy's singing along to the radio or whatever. And so
that's called the Mist.
The Mist.
It's an idea from the Rick Riordan book.
We can't say that because that's stealing.
No, you could take inspiration because he took inspiration from somewhere.
So it's called the Spray. Anyways, so then sometimes if he messes up and sends like just some random loser that's gonna kind of like cause problems, like sometimes happens in the isekais, and they get the jerks over there or whatever. So then the god or whatever from that world will like, in both the astral plane be like chewing them out. Oh. And then in this world, what you see is something like either like some guy yelling at a bum to get a job or a mom scolding their kid, or it looks different to everybody who sees it. So from our worldview, it would look like, a little kid getting yelled at by their parent or whatever. But if he does a good job and he gets like, and he does what he's supposed to, and does a really great job or whatever, then he gets like, it looks like a bunch of guys going out with their buddies to get a beer or something funny.
Oh, yeah. And then can I chime in with that joke we told? So, I started laughing, almost choked to death on my breakfast sandwich. But anyways.
It flew out of her mouth.
Out of my throat. Anyways. It was in my trachea. Where were we? Right, so he's got like 36 hours approximately to hit the correct isekai goer. And sometimes they'll be like, dude, on the way to school, a truck almost hit me. And then they'll be walking off of the school campus and then right in front of their friends.
Stalking people with the truck, like trying to get him. So it looks like a crazy person. But like the license plate always like magically changes so he can't get caught. And like, so he's always kind of like skirting that.
And it's not always the same. It's not always the same regular Earth either. Sometimes it's like a parallel universe, but normal Earth. And he just like spawns in like a back alley, like Terminator style. Like maybe not like with the energy field, but the old truck just kind of like phases in to some like.
Because like the idea would be that he's like some cosmic balancing entity that like balances like the good and evil vibes of these places to like keep them in balance, and he's like the guy who like fixes that when it's off kilter, that like the deities will go to and be like, dude, it needs to be fixed because it's just all off kilter and we got problems. And so he's the one who takes the orders, goes in, finds your superhero, sends them over. Unless they outsmart him, which sometimes they probably would.
But what about why, though?
And then what you could do? This is just me riffing right now, is you could get your conspiracy theorist kid that's like, no, dude, you don't understand. I know what's really going on. And the kid's right, but everybody's like, dude, you watch way too much anime.
Mm-hmm. and maybe Earth, it isn't devoid of magic. It has a high degree of anti-magic.
Yeah.
So being on Earth is like the magical equivalent of being Goku with like your super heavy armor on all the time.
Yeah.
And so when people go from Earth to a magical world, it's like they take the armor off and suddenly they're like hella buff because they've just been living under weighted,
like a high gravity environment, and now they can just like Superman it everywhere.
That'd be awesome. All right, let's go.
Okay.